Monster Brick Reviews.
This is the Insoon Christmas BOOKNOOK building set. 1,418 pieces, set number HG1079. What you're looking at is a structure that you can fold and put in your bookshelf right in between a couple of books. Let's see if there's a photo of what that looks like. There we go. So you fold it up, and this is the sides, and then here's the front. It looks a little bit like a structure. There's a door there. There's these really big printed tiles, and opened up, this is what it looks like. And it has all the stuff from Christmas, right? So everything you can think of Christmas related, they threw it in there. So we've got sleigh bells, we've got candy canes, we've got a wreath, we've got the strangest looking Santa, we've got a chimney, we've got a fireplace with a stocking, we've got a Christmas tree that is behind glass for some reason, we've got a precarious stack of presents, we have snow, we have a snowman, we've got a gingerbread man, these might be more bells, something behind glass here. I'm not sure what those are. Maybe they're cookies or cards or some other decoration. We've got a North Pole mailbox with letters coming in to Santa. And on the top here, we've got a bow that when you put it together, it makes the shape of a red and green bow. There is an Easter egg, which is a little train down there, and some logs down there as well. And you've got Santa's bag. You've got a little kitty cat. You've got a bunch of signs that say Merry Christmas. That one does. That one says Merry Christmas. So there's a lot going on here, and there's a lighting kit. So we'll look at all of those things together in a second. So in this video, we'll look at these bags. We'll look at the lighting kit. We'll look at the sticker sheet. We'll look at the instructions, and we'll see how hard this will be to put together. And starting with the bags, these are Lego compatible. So bag 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. The parts are all the same colors and designs that you'd be familiar with if you've ever built with Lego. And I did not see any printed parts when I was looking through here. Everything appeared to be a sticker. You need to apply your own stickers. So we'll look at that sheet. A lot of colorful parts in here. So if you like colorful parts, you and your kids can enjoy putting this together. This bag has the most colorful parts. I think this one might be all the boxes of presents. They're all stacked up. A lot of different colors in there. All right. And then this bag is called bag 0, and it has these gold pieces that are the base. They're the underside of the book structure. And it also has these 6x6 dark green tiles. And they are individually wrapped. 1, 2, 3 of them. I'm guessing they individually wrapped them so they wouldn't get scratched up. These actually end up going on the top of the structure, so if they got scratched, I think they would look kind of bad, but it's strange. I've never seen this particular part bagged separately before. And then we do have these tiles. So they're identical. They've got a happy Santa in the center, and we've got 2 identical snowmen flanking Santa. And this is one of those really large tiles that you can get from Lego. Here's the sticker sheet. You can see everything here. It either says Christmas. This one says family. That's unique. Merry Christmas. Here's the time. It is 11:20. Maybe at night, right? Right before Santa's coming. Stickers for the gingerbread man. Here's the envelope. The sticker for that. Now this is on the thinner side of the material, so I recommend using a little bit of water or something like that so that you can have time to place it exactly where you need to place it. because these stickers, when you pull them up, they can crease, they can have some problems. Oh, speaking of these bags, most of the time when I've got Insoon sets before, they have the big red letters on the big red numbers on the front of them. And those bags leave your hands feeling chalky and dry. This had a little bit of it, but not as bad as in the past. So they might be improving things. They might be doing a different system for the bags. I'm not sure what's going on, but I'm happy for the change. I'm glad I didn't see those bags with the big red numbers on them. Here's the light kit. It is a very generic light kit. It has a string rope, string light in it. And this is a 2x4 brick, and it's 2x4. It's 1 brick tall plus 2 plates. And this is your battery box, and it has a switch on the side. You flip it, and here's the switch on this side. You flip it, and then everything lights up. It does have batteries included in it, and here's an isolator strip. You pull that out, and then it begins to work. It's usually 2 or 3 button cell batteries that go inside one of these. It is generic, probably to save money, and you'll see when we go through the instructions, you'll see how it's wired. Okay, here's the instruction booklet. It is matte finish, pretty thick, and this tells you what you're building in each step. Step 1, step 2, you start to build the structure around. 3, you start to build up that centerpiece. Step 4, you start to build up the chimney. And then bags 5 and 6, you keep working your way around and up until you finish and you get those bows up at the top. And it tells you what's in bag 0, and then you get started on bag 1. And in bag 1, you immediately start with those gold pieces. This particular manual, this instruction book, what it does is it grays out the previous steps so that you can focus on what's new. And looking at the colors here, things are a little bit dark. This is supposed to be, I think, a normal brown here, but it is quite dark. So what ends up happening is for these up here, you can't quite tell that this is a masonry brick. This is a normal 1x1, and this is a like a headlight brick, 1x1 headlight brick. A little bit hard to tell, and so what I've had to do is I have to build in a very bright area. Speaking of bright, this star has a little tiny star next to it, and that's their way of indicating that this is supposed to be a shiny piece. So I appreciate them adding that little star, because sometimes it's hard to tell if the piece you're looking for is supposed to be on the shinier side or not. And going through, oh, you see where they put the train. So the train is a little Easter egg that goes in the floorboards, I would say. And you keep on building. Pretty standard building. And one of the things I wanted to point out was when we get to the light box. The battery box. So we're gonna keep flipping until we find it here. Lots of colors. Graying things out, I think, does help a lot on a set like this because there's just so many colors. So graying out some of the instructions probably does a lot to help you read and find where you're supposed to be. All right, so I think we're coming up on that battery box soon. It goes in one of the corners. I keep seeing the spot it's going to go into, but we haven't seen where it is built yet. Here you go. So here we're starting to put that battery box onto a plate, starting to get ready to put it in place. This big coil is the coil of string lights that it comes with. And here's where it goes. So that's that battery box. And it fits right here on this ledge, sort of above the door. There's a door here. And then in a couple steps, they will tell you what to do with the string light and how to route it. So we'll get there in just a second. Here we are. So here's the instructions on how to route the lighting. So it's in red. You'll see that it goes from here, step 1 comes down and around to 2, then to 3, then zoops around to 4, then up in the ceiling area to 5, through this door behind the door, and then to 6. So it actually goes sort of behind some of the windows and doors that are here, so it makes things look like they're lit up. And also I noticed they travels along the roof line, and thankfully they used certain pieces that allow you to get the wiring in there without them getting pinched. So that's smart that they did that. And just in case there's any doubt, they also show it to you at each step. They give you a different angle and in color, so you can figure out how that wiring is getting routed. Unfortunately, they're using red on a Christmas build, so it's kind of hard to figure out where that wire is, but I'm not sure what else they could have done there. So the other thing that I noticed is that if you look at the ceiling of this model right here, these are the tiles that go in the ceiling of the model. They include lights. So these are not, it's a satellite and, or sorry, it's a dish and a 1x1 trans green, trans yellow, and they don't do anything. These are not lit in any way. So I have a theory that in the original model design, they were probably going to use custom lights, and the wiring was going to come up to here. It was going to have a 1x1 custom light that goes into there and here, and that they were going to keep going and do other custom lights. But they probably ended up removing the custom lights and just going with a light string. And this is the artifact. This is what's left over from that decision. They just said, well, let's just go ahead and leave them. The reason I think it's an artifact is because you can't even see these once it's in there. I think they're blocked by these arches that are kind of hanging out over here. So yeah, that's my guess, is that that wasn't intended to be a custom light brick, but they ended up deciding not to do that. And to do it with a string light might have actually been a smarter choice, because there's just so much you have to light up in this build, and the wiring, had it been custom, might have been a lot more wiring, a lot harder to manage as you're going all the way around. So a single string might have been the way to do it. Here's another look at what it looks like when it's closed up, and notice that it has a hole here that's directly behind this these set of doors. So what that means is you can hide something back there. If you do, say, the advent calendars, you can put the little mini build of the day, you could hide it in there and have it open and be a surprise for your kid. So I think that's a clever little thing that they added there. All right, so that's a look at this set. And if you liked the video, please hit like. And if you subscribe, that would mean a lot to me. And I appreciate that every time someone does. All right, thank you very much.